I do exactly what I think will work. And then I just find the right audience for it. Stick to who you are, stick to the timeless pieces in your wardrobe so that you can keep wearing them. Still dancing the whole night and you're not feeling a thing, nothing's pinching, the fabric is breathable, you're just comfortable. Okay, so that's what I wanted to create. Think trends are not for everyone, at least they're not for me. Big chunky, more formal. Add in a choker and a mang tika and a bindi, attend a wedding. Why not? It just works on all levels. And that's how it should be, right? It should be more versatile.
Welcome back to another episode of Voice It with Karishma Shah. Today we have a very cute guest with like the most cutest collections that I have ever seen. Okay, so we have Sarang Kaur with us today, and she is the founder and the creator of her brand known as Sarang Kaur. Sarang, firstly, before I get into anything else, I'm also wearing one of the outfits that you have so lovingly sent me. Okay, and I love it. Like if my style aesthetic was put into like an outfit, it would have been like this because it's so cute. Like I love the muted tone color, but it still has that little bit of like an old school vibe. The embroidery is just phenomenal. Like the detailing that you have, I'm floored. I love it. I love it already.
Oh, thank you so much. This just made my day. I'm so glad you like it. And also, you look beautiful. You look lovely. I think I've seen a couple of your podcasts the first time. I'm thinking, no, I've seen one more, but you don't usually wear Indian wear, but you look gorgeous. So this is really good.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to wear an Indian outfit today.
Of course.
Karan, I saw, I've seen your collection online, and I've also, now that I'm wearing it, and I can get like a feel of it, right? Um, I know that there's a lot of thought process put inside it, just by the look of it, like the way that even the Zardozi embroidery is done, the color matching, the silhouette, because it's a very nice, relaxed, easy silhouette, and that's why I think a lot of people want now, like even with designer wear, even with like um, really nice embroidery. You don't always want to wear these very tight, short cholis or crop tops all the time. Like this is just so easy and comfortable. Tell me what was your personal thought process when you started the brand?
So honestly, like you said, so I grew up, seeing my mom wear the best of embroideries in very comfortable silhouettes. It's I don't know how to say it. By the time it was my turn to go out shopping and start collecting sarees and dupattas for myself, the trends had changed. Everything was I wouldn't say over the top for everyone, but definitely over the top for me. So I craved those embroideries, that handwork, that craft, and I didn't see it anywhere. And I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe I should do this. Maybe I have an eye for these things. And I think even when I was in school, I would design my own stuff. Like, you would go to a boutique auntie, like most people do, and I would say, so, do this, maybe do this color. And she'd be like, okay, this is really good. Can I do it more? I was like, of course, you can do it for your other clients. I don't mind. And I didn't realize for very long that this is where I belong. So when I realized that, there's a space in the market that maybe I can capture this one particular kind of, like a really old craft, but for the modern women, that balance so I couldn't see in the clothes. I thought, okay, maybe I should, take this up, and here we are.
Wow, that's a very nice thought because I did feel the same. Like when you would kind of associate karigar work, you would associate Zardozi work. You would associate it with like a thought of putting it in something which is like a very trousseau bridal wear. I go shopping a lot, and I have kind of realized that it's really not there. Like, till I saw your outfit, until I actually kind of got a feel of it, I started realizing that there is a need to do this because it's such a beautiful, even like a small little trimming on like a kurta, and it can just make you feel so nice. It's like this whole psychological effect that it has. It brings out um these childhood memories of actually seeing your parents, the way that you said it, right? Like I remember, like my mom would wear a lot of these, Zardozi, nice chiffon, chanderi saris and everything, right? When we were growing up. And in fact, something that I wanted to tell you was that, so we all have a 10th farewell, right? Where we are like excited to wear like saris and everything. I chose a
Absolutely.
Zardozi work sari for my 10th farewell.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's this thing wherein, we all have this inner connection, and we have this like little old school charm that we want to connect to. And I think your brand, the clothes that you make, and your whole ideology just fits in so beautifully with it. So,
Thank you.
Sarang, tell me, when you did start, and with a lot of young entrepreneurs, young female designers, right? There's this whole thing with there could be a certain challenge, there could be certain potholes, there could be certain issues that you would face, right? So anything when you started and you had this thing wherein, okay, this is a problem and then I need to figure it out.
So I think my biggest challenge was the network because I studied accounts. It took me very long to figure out that I need to do this. So I never went to a design school. I did CA and
Ah,
everything. So I don't have a network in this industry, and you need people. So that I think was the biggest challenge I faced. It's better now because thanks, touchwood, the product is doing well. It's been received very well. So you make friends along the way. But on day one, I had no one I knew in this industry, no mentors. I couldn't go to anyone for questions. It just took me a while to, navigate it all. But here we are.
did you face like because the aesthetic that is there, right? And a lot of people would um there's a certain genre that everybody relates with, right? Some people would like a lot of sparkly clothes, some people would like very very minimalistic clothes, right? So what's the kind of thing that you've realized over a period of time, that the kind of style you have, how does that really radiate with a lot of people, or what's the kind of response that you've gotten since you started?
So I feel like there are a lot of people in this country, so this is not an issue. So even if you find a small percentage of people who like what we do, that's a lot of people, right? And even the same person would want different kind of clothes in their wardrobe, right? Like the same person would say, okay, I want one over the top lehenga, but now I want a simple suit, and now I want this, I want zardozi, but I also want thread work. So the same person is in a different mood on different days. So you never know what strikes when. We've been lucky. I won't lie to you, touch wood, we've been lucky. We've met a lot of beautiful women over the last few years, and they've just said the nicest things. And that's also what keeps you going as a young entrepreneur. Of course, initially you struggle a little bit. You're trying to figure out who you are as a designer. Also, it takes a while to find your voice. At least it took me a while. So what happens is, so if 10 people say enter your store, and eight are saying some things, and two, like, eight would say, okay, yeah, this is nice, but this is what we're looking for. Two would say, okay, this is perfect, we'll buy the whole rack. What do you focus on in the end of the day? Like, there is so much going on. So what I've figured out over the years, like, I don't try to change my product for other people. I do exactly what I think will work, and then I just find the right audience for it. And I think we've been successful so far. It has worked, because otherwise what happens is, if you try to please everyone, you kind of lose yourself as an artist. And I know that at the end of the day you have a lot of targets to meet, but nothing changes the fact that this is a creative field. You can't lose your art, you can't lose your voice, you can't uh, lose yourself along the way. You can't please everyone. Of course, we always customize, so that's there. We have something for everyone. But over the years, I've become more confident as a designer. So now I say, okay, you know what? I don't think this will look good. I'm just letting you know. And I just say it. Initially, first 2 years, I didn't have the confidence to say it. Now I think I've earned the respect. So now I see people like, okay, yeah, you know what? You're right. And then they stick to it. It takes
Wow.
time, but
Yes. But that's really refreshing to hear, because you always hear people saying things like, oh, we need to change with time, we need to evolve with time, we need to start working with trends, and we need to do this. And so it's really
yeah.
refreshing. Like it's really nice to kind of like listen to this perspective that's telling us, okay, listen, I like my art, and it's something that suits me. And I know that a lot of people would radiate the same energy, or they would kind of like vibrate with me at the same level, and I'm gonna do my thing. Of course, we'll, as you mentioned, like you do your customizations and everything. But I feel like sticking to your ground, and sticking to your ground as an artist in today's day and time, is a very, very, very bold move. So
Thank you.
congratulations on that.
Thank you. And like you said, you should change with the name. I say the exact opposite. Stick to who you are, stick to the timeless pieces in your wardrobe so that you can keep wearing them. If you invest in trends, you're not going to wear it 4 months down the line, or maybe next year, next season, you'll be like, okay, this is it, I'm done with this. But if you really invest in something you love, and it has that evergreen vibe to it, you can keep repeating it. Like, I have sarees of my mom's which I still wear today, and no one can tell they're 40-year-old. Like, it's It just works. And I think that's the most sustainable thing we can also do today, right? Repeat. But
Yes.
for that, you have to invest in the right pieces. You have to invest in the right fabric. Polyester will fail you. Pure Chanderi silk will not fail you 10 years from now also. So I think you should, I think trends are not for everyone. At least they're not for me.
Wow. It's so cool that you kind of like, took the whole conversation into a direction where I was actually going to put it in. I was going to ask you about the sustainability factor because I kind of noticed that. I realized that today, of course, fast fashion being, like so easy, so accessible to everybody, right? But then you're so right, and I completely resonate with it that, you would buy something which is in trend, and then after 2 months, you're going to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this. I don't want to wear this. It's not something that is kind of going to work with me anymore. And this happens on a daily basis with so many girls. I can't even tell you. Like, so many of my friends would tell me the same thing, right? But this sustainability factor is what I was going to ask you. Was it intentional? Because when you look at the clothes, when you feel them, when you wear them, and the aesthetic that it has, it's like you knew from the beginning that, you know what, I want to create something that is sustainable. And even if you look at this suit or you look at this sari after 3 4 years, you're still going to want to pick it up and wear it because you're like, oh wow, it still looks nice, it's still so refreshing. It's going to work for whatever, occasion that I want to go for. So was this intentional? What was your theory behind this? Tell me about the whole sustainability factor.
No, I wish I had a super cool answer for you right now, but the truth is, no, that's not how we started. I just wanted beautiful sarees and I just wanted beautiful suits that I could obviously keep repeating. And people like me who are looking for those, like, so imagine entering a function or an event or a wedding and you're absolutely comfortable and you look your best and you're still dancing the whole night and you're not feeling a thing, nothing's pinching, the fabric is breathable, you're just comfortable. Okay, so that's what I wanted to create. So whether you wear a sari or a suit, if you're absolutely okay with it, you're comfortable, you're gonna keep repeating it, no matter how beautiful or trendy something is. But if it's too heavy, if it's not comfortable, you will think twice before taking it out. It's just how it works. So I just wanted to make clothes for me and people like myself. I wasn't thinking too much, but yes, over the years, I realized there are other people who also want to repeat. Now, what happens is Instagram kind of takes that away from you. Like if you're someone who's very active on Instagram and you're always posting, then your clothes, even though they're not old, but because so many pictures are up, you tend to feel okay, this is old now. So that I don't understand because I'm not that active. So I have worked with a lot of women over last few years where what we do is we customize clothes for them. So like same dupatta, but we make a lehenga for them for the event that they've actually come, and we make a simple suit also, repeated in a different way. You know, like there is so much you can do with a sari or a dupatta. I feel there's a lot of fabric, and thanks to all the beautiful influencers, they keep teaching you new ways to drape, and I think it works. But if
It
it's
does.
breathable, if it's beautiful, if it's uh, muted, if it's your style, if it suits your body type, you will keep repeating. It's the law.
Yes, yes. I know you started designing for yourself, but I want to tell you that there are a lot of women like that who kind of resonates. One is sitting in front of you right now and kind of having this conversation because there's this thing with like, I don't know if you will resonate with it, but do tell me if you do. Um, there is in today's day and time, right? There is a lot of sensory overload, you know and one of the things that causes a lot of sensory overload for a lot of people, even when they don't realize it, is the kind of clothing that they're wearing. Because it's on your body all the time. You're spending so many hours wearing something. It could be a function, or it could be something you're wearing at home. It could be anything, right? So important for it to be comfortable, so important for it to be breathable, like you said, right? But still cute, like still have that little jazz to it, right? Because then you're not focusing on that. Your body is not constantly itching, or it's not feeling tight, or you've gone somewhere, not eaten anything, and you're like,
Yeah,
wow, it's looking so chiseled. And then you've eaten like one portion of dal chawal, and you're like, okay, little bit bloating is happening now because it's natural for everybody. you know
it's true.
a lot of
Yeah,
people are like, no, no, we never bloat, but it's a natural body process. And for women, different days of the cycle, different ways that they're going to look and feel because of the, hormones, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
So I feel like this is just bang on, Saran. You've kind of got it, even in a very nice, innocent way when you didn't realize this, but you've kind of like got the whole essence really well, and it's working.
Thank you so much. So over the years, people have told me like, this is why we love your clothes. And I said, okay, yeah, that's true. Because like I said, you want to dance the whole night, you want to drink, you want to eat all the junk at the party, and you don't want to feel it.
Yes.
It's so of course comfort comes first. And if you're not happy, if you're not your happiest, you're not gonna look beautiful. I think it's just a given. You may look really good for the first 45 minutes, and then your heels will hurt, and then your tummy will blow, and then you will feel it, and you don't want that.
Yeah, it's true. And it kind of like
It
shows on your face. For me, like I'm very
does.
expressive from my face, right? So it just shows on your face, like, when something is tugging at you, or you've suddenly eaten something and something's become tight, and now you're like uncomfortable, and you can't dance in that big lehenga and everything. Been there, done that a lot.
Absolutely. A lot of times I feel like a lot of times you have to go straight after work. So I live in Gurgaon. My office is in Delhi. And if I have to attend an event in Delhi, I'm not going to go back to Gurgaon and come back to Delhi, right? I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to go straight to the event from work. And you just don't have time to, you know, dress up a certain way. So you need something that works, it's comfortable, and you'll enter in style. So these suits just work, sarees just work, I feel.
Wow. Yes, yes. I second that actually. And I just love the entire collection.
Thank
And I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of more orders from my end at least.
you. Amazing. I'm looking forward to dressing you up. Also, I just want to tell you, like we were talking about this earlier, so even what you're wearing right now is a very simple hand embroidered suit, but
Yes.
it has impact because it's hand embroidered, the border will speak, but the colors are muted. Again, something like this, you wear to a, like without jewelry, without a lot of makeup, you can attend a normal semi-formal event, but dress it up, red lipstick, big jhumkis, more formal. Add in a choker and a monk tika and a bindi, attend a wedding. Why not? It just works on all levels. And that's how it should be, right? It should be more versatile.
Very
Why wear
versatile.
it just once and forget about it? Let's not do that. Let's just keep repeating.
I'm completely vibing with you right now. Like this is,
Great.
yeah, completely. This is awesome, Sarah. You said that you don't have a design background and you've come from the accounts background, right? And
Yeah.
it's this thing wherein what was the journey like to be like the first time entrepreneur with, because this is your baby, you were
Yeah.
probably working and doing things earlier, but then the whole initiative of actually creating something from scratch. How has the journey as an entrepreneur been for you?
It's been amazing. I think so before I was doing this, I was conducting audits with KPMG. I don't know if I can say that, but I
Okay.
should. Yeah. So what happens is when you have access to all these books of like, all these big names, you learn a lot. So I had a bit of confidence. I won't lie. Like I know that I'm not exactly in that field anymore, but I am running a business. Design is just one aspect of it. Everything else is just numbers, right? At the end of the day. So I think it has helped me a lot. That knowledge I'm using every single day. And I also come from a family of entrepreneurs. So my dad quit his job very late in his life to start his own business. So it's very inspiring. So yeah, it's been a great journey, but when you do everything on your own, it
Yes.
becomes your baby because you're involved in every aspect of it, every ad you run, every new customer you have, every customization request you get. You're just involved in every aspect of this, and the learning has been huge. And I'm very grateful that I get to do this. It's a privilege, right? Not many people can have the courage to say, okay, you know what, today I'm not going to do this. I'm going to change my line completely at the age of 24. Okay, bye. And then have the kind of support system. Like I always see this, I'm a very average person with a very solid support system, like my parents, my husband, my brother. I'm just blessed. So it's been great. It's been a lot of hard work, but now I feel I'm in a good place. I'm comfortable. Every day I find wonderful people like you to tell me what I'm doing is good and just keep going, keep going. uh,
That's amazing. That is amazing. That really does resonate, Sarah, in the kind of like work you put out. It really does resonate. What's the vision ahead? Like, I know that you started this, and now you're very passionate about it. And there's this thing that you've kind of like now you've realized. You mentioned before that you've realized this is what your style is. This is what
yeah.
your jam, is, right? So what's ahead? What is something that you're looking
So
forward to with the
okay, so we're launching lehengas later this year, which I'm very, very excited about. I've done a lot of lehengas over the years, but they've been all on request. But now I'm going to launch lehengas and we're entering into kaftan. So we're just, taking our vision forward and then maybe find more women to relate to it. Let's see. I'm very excited.
That is awesome. That is awesome. As I told you, I'm hooked, right?
Thank you so
Hooked,
much.
hooked and sold. So yes, the letter.
Thank you.
Let's keep them coming.
Sure.
So that's really nice. It's really nice. Like, you once you kind of get the essence, right? So you mentioned that there would be somebody who would want to. There's also lightweight, right? So I'm assuming that
Very
um
lightweight.
yeah, I'm assuming that you've kind of like encapsulated that whole feeling into the future collections also. So it's also very lightweight, so you can like carry it everywhere. You're going for like a destination wedding, and you can just kind
Yeah,
of like keep it with you. There's not too much.
absolutely.
It's quite
You just
nice.
need a pocket steam iron to fix your outfit, and that's it. Easy feat.
Fab, fab, fab. As I told you, I'm already vibing.
Listen, if it's not convenient, it's not going to work out, right? Plus, I feel like if you're working so hard on the embroideries, they won't show if too much is going on. So just do one thing, but do it right, and it works. Like, so even with any outfit, if it's like full of embroidery, but your makeup is also too much and your jewelry is also too much, you tend to vanish somewhere or you look like everyone else. So I feel like just do one thing and then do it right, it shows and it works, and the impact is always more.
Yes, it is. It is. This we're moving towards a we, of course everybody has their own aesthetics, right? But we're also moving towards a with fashion, with a personal sense of style also. I think a majority of the people are moving towards sustainability. They're moving towards something that they can kind of, revisit again and again. They're also moving towards, as we mentioned before, comfort, style, um, minimalistic luxury, right? I think that's something that we're all slowly moving towards, and you're in the right time at the right place doing the right thing.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Sarang, tell me one thing. You mentioned that, of course, the fabrics are also really comfortable and everything, right? And you have this factory and everything also, right? Which, you put in so much effort with. So what's the process behind the scenes? Like, from how difficult is it to actually go and get the kind of right fabrics to kind of set the whole embroidery, the tone and everything? Please tell us about that, because so many young people, they have this little design aesthetic and they're like, okay, where to start from? Like, how do I do this?
So, first year when I started, that's when all these challenges came up. Now I'm okay. I know what I want and I know where to find it. So I'm sorted now. But yes, initially, now I love what you're wearing also is Chanderi silk. Okay, I
Yes.
love this fabric. It's pure, right? There's no polyester or anything. So it has these natural wrinkles, which I'm a huge fan of because I think it adds a certain kind of grace. It adds certain kind of age also to it, and I love that. But when I started, like some people, you tend to take everyone very seriously because you've not found your voice yet and you're nervous and you're very new, you're very young.
Yes.
So some people are like, okay, it's very difficult to iron. And I didn't understand it. So I was like, okay. And then a lot more people came and said, this is the best fabric you ever worn because we didn't feel any weight. And it looks gorgeous and it's so easy to iron. Now, same fabric, two very different opinions. I didn't understand. Now, this is what was happening. People who enjoyed, who understood Chanderi, who understood the natural wrinkles that it has, loved it. People who didn't understand that were very used to wearing different kinds of heavier fabrics. I would say maybe a bit of polyester mix because it's just a lot easier to iron. They didn't understand it. Like, so it was very, very personal. Now, for me, like for summers, Chanderi silk works because it's actually all season. There's silk to it, so it's fancy and it does very well. It can take a lot of weight of the hand embroidery, but in itself, it's weightless. So it's perfect for me. And I love organza silk. I think nothing beats organza. Even
Yes.
that's weightless and it takes a lot of weight of hand embroidery. So I these two are my favorite, but of course there's Hawutai silk that I love, there's crepe that I love. Georgette I don't use a lot, but I like it. I mean again, customization we do, but I stick
Yes.
to these.
I agree. I agree. I completely agree with your, thought process. One thing that I'm going to ask you a question now, but I think I've already learned with the conversation that we've had so far. I've learned this one life lesson that you've just indirectly, like kind of said, right? Which is basically stick with your own thing. There's going to be like 10 people who come and then, do this and do that and tell you this. But if you think you're doing the right thing, you're, kind of confident about yourself and you're getting a response from at least like a minimum crowd, we go and try to please a maximum crowd, and then we're always left stuck because it's going to be mixed things, right? But one thing that I have learned today is that, I just love this whole minimalistic confidence, right? Where you're like, I know what I'm doing. It'll cater to the people that I want it to cater to, and I'm going to stick to it. So I just love that. But having said that, my learning. But if you had to, from your entire journey, you're this lovely person also. It radiates, right? I always say, when you're a nice person, it radiates on your face, it radiates in the way you talk. It's my belief about things, right? So tell me one thing that you would kind of tell young entrepreneurs, young designers, or anybody who's listening about your entire journey, which really, really stuck with you and helped you through the way.
I would say exactly this. Stick to who you are and stop blindly following trends and people and other people around you. It's okay. When we were growing up, there was no Instagram, right? So for us,
Thank God
icons
for that.
were so for us, fashion icons were like, Rekha, she's always in a Kanjivaram sari, no matter what the occasion is, right? And no one questioned that. Everyone just appreciated because she's so beautiful and who she is. She doesn't need all of that. Simi Garewal, she was always in white. She's still always in white, right? It's okay. And now we're like, oh, I bought this color. I can't buy this color again. Why? If this color is you, why not buy it again? Who's stopping you? And I think more than what you wear, it's who you are. Like, that's the question fashion should answer, not what you're wearing. So if next time someone says, oh, you're wearing a sari last time, you're again wearing a sari, I think the most beautiful thing a woman can say is, haan to. I think we should just start saying that more. And if you find a celebrity or a fashion influencer that speaks to your style, go ahead, follow them blindly. But don't follow everyone because you will lose yourself. And then you'll feel very lost. You'll have a wardrobe that you don't even love at some point. Don't do that. You know, like just be more thoughtful. And also, again, if you're thinking twice before a purchase, it's a good sustainable habit. Because then you will buy only the things you absolutely love, and you know for a fact you can keep repeating over next few years.
Yes.
So, like a lot of our dupattas and saris, I tell everyone once you're done wearing it, put it in a nice bag, seal it properly, and keep it for your daughter. I promise you, like one day she'll have so many saris waiting for her, and she'll be like, amazing. Like,
Yes.
why not? Why buy things you can't pass on?
Yes. Wow. That's beautiful. I think you've just put it out so well, Sarang. Just like your outfits, like your entire thought process, also so nice, fragile, delicate, beautiful, you know. And I'm glad that you actually took out the time to, tell us all these things. And kind of like, it's very important for people our age to be able to, or even younger to us, to be able to come up and talk about these things, because then that's when other people understand that, hey, you know what, this is coming from somebody who is doing such nice work, who is actually trying and sticking to their ground and doing things which actually resonate with their own personality, and not just looking at 10 other people and then trying to embody that also, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. You
That is
keep
amazing.
saying these lovely things. I'm feeling so blessed that we're having this conversation.
Likewise. Before I let you go, I want to do this very, small little rapid fire with you. Okay. I'm just going to ask you some questions, and I want you to tell me the first thing that kind of like, I'm just opening up the questions. The first thing that pops into your mind when you think about, what I ask you. Okay. So let's ask
Okay,
you that.
sure.
All right. So the first question is, what is your go-to meal on a busy day?
Oh, if I'm cooking, then khichdi because it's the easiest to make.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
khichdi.
and also very, very fulfilling, right?
Yeah. And I cheat. So I put like a spoon of charka masala when I'm cooking it. Because
There is nothing.
nice.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
it's not. By the
Yeah.
way, no, it's not cheating. It's fantastic because it's the
Yeah.
perfect thing to have with it, and probiotics as well. So you're doing the right
Yeah.
thing.
Thank you.
Okay, next. If your life was a story, what would the title be?
Um, Silver linings. Because so on a bad day, I think I've just trained my brain to look at the good side of things so that either way, worrying about things is not going to fix anything. So I try at least, I think 9 out of 10 days, I'm just grateful before I go to bed, no matter how the day was.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
that is so sweet.
Thank you.
Okay. The next one. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Momos.
Momos? Did you just say momos?
I'm addicted. I'm sorry. I'm just very addicted to
Not
momos.
why, but anybody from Delhi that I speak to,
Yeah,
it has to be momos or it has to be some North Indian dish. So I'm not shocked.
that stereotype is true. A lot of people I know are addicted to momos. Sorry, it is what it is.
Okay, fine. What's the most interesting thing in your purse, which you always carry with you? Like you don't leave your house without it.
I have three kinds of lip balm at any given time in any given purse.
Okay, I need to address this now. How you and me are so similar. Me too. Like
Oh God,
I have
join
five
the
lip balms in my bag. Yes, please continue.
same.
Please
Yeah.
continue.
So my lips are for some reason always dry. I think it's that whatever acne treatment, whatever I take, that makes my lips dry, and I just need a lip balm. So this one time we were at a restaurant, I didn't have a purse or a pocket on me, so I was carrying two things, my phone and my lip balm, and then I left it. And then I realized when I was like, oh my God, I've left my lip balm inside. I went back, got the lip balm, came back, still forgot the phone on the table. That's how important lip balms are in my life. I can live without a phone, not my lip balm.
I agree. You just can't. For me, it's about this whole variety. Like there's this. I want a different fragrance or like a different color or a different
How
feel on a
cute.
certain day. So I
Yeah.
always have five, natural, different kind of lip balms in my bag. I completely resonate. I'm telling you, we're just vibing on so many
Yeah.
things. It's amazing.
Yeah. I also have different tints. Like I have like a
Yes.
pinkish one and a nudish one and then a transparent one in case I'm wearing a lipstick. I need all of that. Yes.
Same. Fantastic. Okay. And the last one. Tell me one habit of yours which holds you back from doing things in life. It could be anything.
I'm not tech savvy. I know I should make an effort and learn now, but like in general, technology is very overwhelming for me. So like to set up the Zoom call, it took me 10 minutes to update my Zoom. Yeah,
Oh,
I
oh,
was like I was so nervous this morning, not about the podcast, about making sure everything will work. And I'm just technology and I are not friends, never have been.
I hope we've eased out. I hope we've eased out your nervousness now because
Yeah, yeah.
I've had this fantastic conversation with you, and I've loved every moment of it, every single moment of it. Actually, I've got to learn a lot today from you also.
Oh, thank you.
We all have these moments, right? We all have these moments where um, there's been something going on at the back of our head, and we've not been able to express it, right? And then we meet somebody, we talk to somebody, and it's these small things that they tell us which actually just click, and you're like, listen, oh my God, it healed me for this, for the next 15 days, it's healed me now.
Oh. No, it has been lovely talking to you, Karishma. I didn't know what how this was gonna play out, but I just feel like I'm talking to a friend and chilling. Like I didn't know what to expect. So I'm just like chilling, talking like I would regularly talk to a girlfriend. So thank you. This has been so nice, and you've been so kind to me throughout. Thank you.
This is lovely. Thank you, Sarang. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having us on your podcast.